Right. I'm going to call this, guys, go ahead, please. I'm going to call that one. I'm going to call that 2. Alistair, can you do the first step, please?
You're going to solve for x, so
Yeah.
2x plus 11 equals negative 3x plus 1.
Very good. And you can put them either left or right, doesn't matter, like one side or the other. I like the way you did that because if you bring x to the left, it's all going to be positive. All right, Jasmine, next step here, please. Good. Okay, so the negative 3 on the right is going to turn to positive 3x on the left. And is that right? And that's good, right? We're good? All right, Emily, 2x plus 3x is?
5x.
And 1 minus 11 is? Negative 10, but yeah. Luke, next step is what? So x equals? Okay, Bailey, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, y equals 2 times negative 2.
Good. Oh, goodness. That turns to be negative 4 plus 11 y equals 7. Did anyone use the other equation?
Yeah.
Did you get the same answer?
Yeah.
Magic. That's good. Think about it. Like if one line's going here and the other line's going here, they meet at the same spot. That's wonderful. I'll do a therefore statement. The POI is negative 2 comma 7. Can I get everybody to close your eyes, put their heads in their desks, please, right now? Before we move ahead. Okay, raise your hand if you got that without any help. Raise your hand, please. Close your eyes, please, so you don't see. Raise your hand if you came close but made one small mistake. Raise your hand if you don't really know what's happening right now. Lovely, okay, good. Example 3, this is going to be the one from the homework last night. If somebody can correct me when I make a mistake here. It was find it was 0.1x plus 230, is that right? Is that right? That's right? Okay. I'm going to hit pause in the video. I want you guys to solve this for me with algebra. And remember, as you're solving this, remember how awful it was to do this with graphing. Like it was a nightmare. Like you guys all came in stressed this morning. Remember that. Okay? We'll do it with algebra and you'll say, oh man. Okay. Can you give me the first line, please?
0.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're way ahead of me. Hold on a sec. I'm going to write this first.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, last question, you put the 2 in front of the 3 when it was originally negative 3x plus 4 equals 2x, oh, not 4, 1, plus 11.
Yeah.
But then you switched it 2x plus 3. But I originally had it negative 3x plus 2, and then I got a completely different answer. And then now you're changing it to that.
Well, they're the same equation, right? So whether you have it like this or you move this to the left, it's still the same thing. So whether you like, the difference will be, let's say I'll solve it both ways, if you guys.
No, I mean like you putting 0.10x plus 0.22x.
It's not going to be plus, though. It's not going to be plus, though. It's going to be minus, right? Right, because because this is this equation first and this equation second. This one is this equation first and the other one second. So this is going to go 0.10x minus 0.22x.
I don't know, why did you put it the other way?
Wait. Like it has to, the 1/5, where are we going? The 230 has to be negative coming across, right?
Yes.
Right, what x is on the left, numbers on the right, okay?
Yeah.
So this, I don't understand what you're asking, I guess.
Does it matter if you put 0.10x take away 0.22x, or you switch it around?
It has to be Yeah, it would have to be,
0.2
it would have to be negative 0.22 plus 0.10. Right, because when you move this over, that turns into negative. Right, positive on the right is negative on the left. We're still not on the same page, I don't think, but I'll come talk to you here in a second, seriously enough, because I don't think we're on the same page yet. So we're still good? Do I need to do this twice? I'm not doing it twice, I'm going to do this board, okay? All right, Molly, I'm picking on you. If I have negative 0.12 x equals negative 80, what do I do?
Divide it, do the best, make the number of your result.
Great, what do you get for that?
6.
And that was pretty close. What did you say the answer was? 650, 660? I don't know what it was.
I think it's like 6, or like 6,
Yeah.
Would you round to 7?
I guess you probably would. We'll round 7, that's fine. Now, you should have got the same answer you did the other way. Okay, if you used the positive way, it would have been positive 0.12 divided by positive, you know what I mean? This other board would be the same thing with positive. All right, Derek, how to get my Y, please?
You sub x into one of the
Like, which one's your favorite?
y equals 0.10 x plus 2.
Great. Either one will work, okay? I gotta get one more example in here before. Okay, so this should be 66.67 plus 230. So y should equal 296.67 approximately. Where, sorry? And that should be pretty close. I can't remember what our solution was from the graph, but it should be pretty darn close to that. We're off by a little bit, right, because it was a graph, right, but that's the exact answer. Please be brave and ask questions before we move on here. Oh, picture good. Yeah.
On the test, you still can make us graph things.
You'll have to graph one of them. Now, as I mentioned, it's like before you roll your eyes at me, I apologize to me what you guys do, okay? I mentioned on the test, you will have something like this to graph.
What's test?
Not the next week, the week after. Or it'll be not like this. It'll be something like this is what you'll have to graph.
Something easy.
And then y equals mx plus b. Thank you. How to go? Okay. But there'll be y equals mx plus b. Will be how they'll have to graph. Okay. Not something like this. Okay. Okay. I want to get on to the last type of question here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write the homework on the board in case we're out of time. Okay. And then I'm going to take up the homework. This is all. Guys, read up, please. When I talk, and I can't talk. Can't yell. Trying though. The homework is going to be just all algebra. Okay, there's not one word problem. There's nothing. I just want to make sure you guys are able to do the algebra. Okay, I'm going to put example 4 on the board here though. I'm going to put a star beside it. It's going to say solve the linear system. Okay, this one is a little bit more awesome. What is the difficulty in this one? Yeah, nothing's isolated, okay? So what you have to do for this, if you think back to our 4-step process, is you have to pick what one variable to isolate it, okay? So it can be either one. What you want to do is you want to find something that's either just plain x or just plain y, okay? If you choose to use the y in this equation, you're going to have fractions, which we don't want. Okay, it'll still work, but it'll be fractions. If you choose to use this x, it'll be fractions, okay? So I'm either going to use this x or this y. Which one would you like to isolate? This x works for me, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call that 1, and I'm going to call that 2. I'm going to say use equation 1, I'm going to say isolate x in equation 1. Okay, so can I get a brave soul named Jenna? If I have x minus 2y equals 18, how do you get x by itself? What do you need to get rid of?
Wait, sorry.
Sorry, if I know I can't hear you with my voice, that's okay. If I have x minus 2y equals 18, if I just want it to be x equals, what do I need to get rid of? Yeah, the negative 2y. What's the opposite of negative 2y? Positive. Very good. So I'm going to make a new equation and call it x equals positive 2y plus 18. I'm going to call that number 3. Now, please be brave. I know I'm going through this quickly because I'm too excited. Okay? Please be brave. So all we did is we took the first equation, we took the negative 2y on the left, and we turned it to positive 2y on the right, so isolated x. That part's done, because now, so, no, because there's, well, okay, let me slow down. Yes, it's the very same thing. Now, if this was 2x or 3x or 5x, remember we said, first of all, we're trying to pick a variable that's already, like, just playing by itself, right? Exactly, okay. So now what we're going to do is, we're going to sub x equals 2y plus 18 into equation 2. So what that means is, everywhere we see an x in the second equation, we're going to put a 2y plus 18. Okay, so it started off as, blue and green, 3x plus y equals 12 was my equation. But what's going to happen is, everywhere I see an x, I'm going to sub in 2y plus 18. Now I'm just going to take a step back because this is the thing that's tricky here, okay? So what I did was, first of all, I isolated, first of all, I isolated x. Once I had my x, I subbed it into the opposite equation, whatever x was. I'm happy at this point because I only have one variable left, right? There's only a y now, so I'm able to solve for y. Bailey, do you have a question now?
No.
Sure?
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else here? I know it's been a long, hard week. I should ask if it's a short week. And I was sick one day, so it was a really short week for you guys. Okay, now it's plain old algebra time. Caleb, it's your time to shine. Can you get rid of those brackets, please?
Do you put the 3 like in the bracket?
Go ahead. Yeah.
So it would be 6y
Yeah.
plus
Close.
40. No, 18, never mind.
Yeah, 54 to that 40.
Yeah, never mind.
And then plus y plus 12. So can you guys see why I spent all that time on algebra? Okay, algebra is huge in this course. Enormous even. Cassie, I'd like you to be brave, please, and neaten up the left-hand side for me.
So like 7y equals.
Geez, I couldn't hear what you said. I hope you said 12 minus 54. I think that's what you said. Okay. All right, Alyssa, it's your time to shine. What's 12 minus 54, please? What? I think that's negative 42. Is it negative 42? I think that's what it is. All right, Noah, next step to solve for y is what? Sounds good. What's negative 42 divided by 7? Negative 6. Okay, now please be brave and ask if something hasn't flowed well for this question yet. Okay, because we're just going to finish it up here in a sec. That goes well? Next question.
And then we put y back into the x.
Awesome, okay. So now we're going to, very good. This is the equation we're going to choose to sub it into because it already says x equal. You could technically do it into anyone, but it's the easiest. So I'm going to sub y equals negative 6 into number 3. Okay, so I go to the next board probably, right? So that's going to be, so x was supposed to equal 2y plus 18. 2 times negative 6 plus 18, which is negative 12 plus 18, x equals 6. Well, that's convenient. That is good old algebra, okay? good new algebra, I guess, right? Wonderful stuff. So imagine Nick, if I made you graph those, you'd say yuck. Okay, right? This is meant to improve your life. This is meant to do. You guys see the benefit of this? I hope you do. Please make sure you do your homework this weekend. I'll check homework for change on Monday. Oh Noah, where did all my life? Here we go. I got 39 under 359. Yeah, I can't. 1 second. We'll just cover it down the homework. I must have been telling the joke. Well, I will tell you more. Okay, any questions before I call it a day here? Oh yeah, so I'll do it here. Okay. I got pause in the video.